the idea of space travel, like where we would be in terms of exploring the universe. I think we would have colonized the moon and probably Mars to some extent at that point, definitely. Probably not other planets, because they're just, you couldn't really, like, you couldn't live on Uranus or Jupiter.
Do you think people would actively like live there and like want to like populate those planets? Because my problem with this is, I think you're right. I think it's undoubtedly gonna happen. The thing I take issue with is that nobody's gonna fucking want to go there, guys. Like,
true.
Have you seen pictures of Mars or pictures of it's ass? It's just so ass, and it's
being
sort
one of the first few wouldn't be too bad, but if you're lighter than that, then
but that's just for clout.
Being the first few, you'll be living in a tiny little pod capsule thing. Once it's populated, then there'll be big. I can imagine what there'd be. It would be like very large, either probably covered areas or underground areas that have plants and, pretty much just like human society, but in domes or something like that. And then eventually they'd try and terraform and like populate make it habitable. Because Mars could be, I think its atmosphere is too thin right now. So if they were to somehow thicken the atmosphere, with pollution, actually, I think would probably work. Thicken the atmosphere. Eventually, it could become habitable, like just fully. But that would take more than 1,000 years. That would take 10,000 years, if that.
You know how?
But they'd be starting, I'd say.
You know how we like people discovered the like North Pole or South Pole, the Arctic, whatever. And how many people actually want to go on a vacation there? Like, that's exactly how I think people are going to feel about all the planets that we reach. I think we're going to reach them, set up like a few scientific labs there, the same way we have on the poles. And then people will be like, yep, like you can technically go to the North Pole if you wanted to now. But you're not gonna, because it's ass.
Imagine there's like a big dome on the moon. Like Center Parks, but even bigger, right? And you can just stay there for a holiday and watch Earth. That'd be pretty cool. Like, I'd go and do that if it's like a holiday park there, or even just not a tiny little capsule thing.
Yeah, I'd do that as well. I think that would be like if I knew I could get back within a month. It wouldn't be so bad.
I think they'd shorten the journey time. I'd say maybe they'd either build some kind of structure that reaches into space, like a skyscraper that goes so high it's in the stratosphere, and then you can just launch flights from there without having to use all the cost to get outside of because the first part of space flight is the one that uses all the fuel and energy getting out of the atmosphere.
That's the concept
if they have
of
some kind of structure near that.
Have you heard about the Star Bridge concept? It's a very, very popular science fiction sort of, again, like utopian vision of the future, where you would have literally a tower tall enough to go into space, and you just take I think it's called Star Elevator. I forgot what it was exactly called, but it would literally be an elevator to space, and from there you could launch all your ships and stuff. Like they did that really well in the new Apple TV show, Foundation. It's based on the Asimov science fiction books of the same name, and it's pretty cool. But apparently, a lot of science fiction writers and scientists really want to make that a thing. So it's
it could
probably
be possible.
It's probably gonna happen. Yeah.
The thing is, what I think is, it would be so high up, it would be essentially in orbit.
Yeah.
So the force of its orbit, and then probably some very big support beams or something would keep it in space without it risking it collapsing.
Yeah, it's just too expensive to build now, but that's the idea.
Imagine the price. It would cost more than every city on the world cost to create. But still a good idea. And I wonder as well, like scientific advancements, what we have. Will we, let's say, being able to work out what wormholes or use wormholes in some way to travel around? Imagine they can make miniature wormholes so we can like teleport.
So
we can just take shortcuts through space.
Let me ask you this: if they invented a whirlpool in the ocean, on one end of the ocean, and like from one end to another, would you take it to travel? Would you actually go for it?
What do you go in? 100%.
Like you go in a whirlpool.
Or something.
I guess you have to.
You just get thrown in.
You just get chucked in. It sucks like 1,000 miles, 100,000, however long it is. Wouldn't you go? Hold on, from one side of the Earth to the other? Well, so it would have to go underground as well, right?
It's a magical world.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like wormholes, but on Earth. I'm just wondering how, if people actually care enough about that to use it and have it be sustainable. Like, would we have so many people that would use this
device for traveling?
Yeah.
This is where